Good evening, everyone. Can the guys at the back hear me?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So thank you so much, first of all, Gracie, inviting me here. It's great speaking in TEDx event because I assume everyone is very passionate and very interested in knowing new people, new ideas, and also innovative stuff like what Vincent is doing and also what everyone is trying to learn. So when Gracie told me the theme this night is about pioneering, it's something very new to me as well, because I'm an entrepreneur since like 4 years ago, I guess. That time I was still a university student in HKU, and I have been asking questions. Like people, like Gracie asked me the theme is pioneering, and then I have no idea what is pioneering actually, because entrepreneurs are supposed to be new and supposed to be innovative. So I hope tonight we could share these ideas together, interact. The coming sharing, I would like to talk about two parts of my life. One is briefly about who I am and what I'm doing right now. And then the second part is more about my previous life. And there are some changes happening in my life that turned me into an entrepreneur. So actually my name is Andre, and it's a very interesting name because my mother gave me a name Andrew actually, but turned out she forgot to put W there. So it turns out to be Andre. But along my whole early life, in my secondary, primary life, teacher keep calling me Andrew. So life is always like this. Like you think yourself Andrew, but not until I'm in high school and then university. Professor told me, actually your name is Andre. It's a Spanish name. The meaning is bravery and tough and strong. So it's something similar to my life. I supposed myself to be a doctor, which I'll share later. And then later on, I turned myself to be an entrepreneur. So here's a little bit about myself. Like I'm an entrepreneur at several companies before. So this is my first company I founded when I was in university. And the theme is actually about that time I was in Cambodia, and I wish more people understand more about Southeast Asia, especially countries like Cambodia. It's a land full of imagination and cultures and histories. And I wish Hong Kong people, like students and friends, especially, can understand more. So that's how I found this company. It's a very basic idea that I wish everyone to know more about the people and culture around us. And then after a few years, after one and a half year, I quit that company. It's still existing right now, but I quit that company, and then I jumped to work with my local Cambodian friend to start a cafe. The business is not really going well, but throughout the process, I learned a lot of stuff. It's something that I guess in Hong Kong society, for people at the age like me, it's hard to learn, because during the preparation of this cafe, like, we got cheated by several times for the contractor there, local Cambodians. It's an entire process learning about legal parts and also all different trust issues. So at the end, with the whole years of my entrepreneur life, in 2014, I started an NGO called Mainland Entrepreneur Foundation. I'm currently CEO of it, and it's a team full of diversity. Like you have friends from research background, a team from finance, design, legal backgrounds. So it's a very complex and also a very diverse team. And they are all very culturally intelligent people that I feel amazed that Hong Kong, actually young people, we got friends who know so much about Southeast Asia and South Asia. Yeah, so basically about our organization, it's a non-profit organization, it's a non-profit startup that we vision ourselves as shaping and building quality network in Southeast Asia. We call ourselves Nanyang, but because actually historically, Nanyang covers part of South China, like Guangzhou, and then Hong Kong and part of Southeast Asia. So in the past, like Nanyang is more about slavery, that people shipped to Southeast Asia for labor and anything. But back to nowadays, we want to rebrand this name as the connectivity for entrepreneurs and investors, especially for impact investors. So that was right well before Xi Jinping or Hong Kong talks about Belt and Road. And we suffer a lot at that time because people at that time know nothing about Cambodia most of the time. Like they know Angkor Wat, they know Khmer Rouge, landmines, but they know so little about Southeast Asia that they feel interested in investing in Southeast Asia. So, but we keep working hard on it, and our main work currently, from beginning to right now, is really hard on building networks from various kinds of activities like networking events, conferences, talking about business, and right now we're focusing so much on family businesses in Southeast Asia. And also we have some other side subsidiary projects, including research work on microfinances and SMEs in Southeast Asia. So as you can see, actually we have friends and co-founders from different backgrounds. Like I'm the Hong Kong guy, and there are two other co-founders from Cambodia and also Indonesia. And tonight, very happily, I have my two important ladies here. One is my mother, and also another one is my very important trustee in the board that we come together. And so our foundation has been working so hard on networking, as said. Multiple kinds of networks, from government to international agencies like the UN, and also universities, co-working spaces. So basically, we cover many things. But we sharply focusing on quality networks. That means we want to know more people from Southeast Asia and Hong Kong that are interested in each other. But at the same time, we focus on one thing, which is that we want to, through impact investing, create a better ecosystem for young generations on entrepreneurship. So, for example, we create events like with partnering Peking universities in their innovation centers on receiving profiles from Southeast Asia and Hong Kong to Peking University for pitching and also maker fairs. We also partner with organizations like Hong Kong Expat Networking on creating events targeting mainly consulates and embassies in Hong Kong to know more about what actually they're thinking and actually what they're doing in the coming years. And very luckily this year, starting this year, we will be having our co-working space in Cambodia. And so you guys go to Cambodia, you can know more about us and come to that place. So in the previous time, we have a lot of events on, we work with our local friends, Hong Kong Expat Networking on creating events, mainly working with expats and embassies and consulates. So that it's a very good networking because it's a very it's a very interesting to talk to the people from different countries and see how they think about us. And also we have our own annual conferences in places like first year we do it in Malaysia, and then the second year we do it in Thailand. And very happily, with the still remaining reputation of Hong Kong, we got accepted to host the event in UN United States headquarters in Thailand. So in the coming year, we will be in Philippines, as Philippines is chairman of ASEAN next year. So as we said, we also visit a lot of Cambodian government people, such as the Cambodian ministry and also Philippines president office. So we also, based on the whole database, we carry out a lot of studies like family businesses, how they sustain their family business, how to sustain their legacies of family business, how to pass on from generation to generations, how they make decisions. All this process makes us so interesting because as an ethnic Chinese here in Hong Kong, like we have been thinking so much from the perspective of Hong Kong, but actually what other ethnic Chinese think and do culturally and intellectually is so different. So throughout the process, we definitely make a lot of friends. At the same time, we know so much about them that we feel like actually our opportunity is not just in Hong Kong, but also with the reputation and also professionalism in Hong Kong, we can serve a lot to them and also make friends and then make business in the future. So very happily, we got recognition from various parties like ADB and ministries, and also some media exposures about our events. So that's basically about myself, what I'm doing right now with my partners and also my friends. But at the beginning, things are not that easy, it's not very smooth. So as I said, I used to think to be a doctor. That time, it was actually a conversation I had when the first time when I came to Cambodia, that I was actually very lost. At that time, I wasn't an entrepreneur. I was just a volunteer for the charity there. That there's one sentence representing, which is telling one thinking that impressed me so much. That he said, he's actually a Cambodian guy. Like he's very poor actually, and that he spent 4 years moving out from village to the town to sell bread for 4 years, just to save enough money to go to university. So he's a very good story. And what he told me is, Andre, what is your school? And I say, HKU. So proudly, and then he said, no, your school is not HKU, but your school is everywhere. So it's also the everywhere that defines who you are, what you are doing, and also your values. So the whole thing is actually, when Andy and also Grace invite me to be here, I have a lot of flashback because I have to research and prepare myself, and then all these stuff bring me back a lot of memories and also stuff. So not talking about what I'm doing, actually I want to share more about my turning point. I think this is something not just I myself doing, but also I think everyone here, no matter from the kid, like 12 years old, to a tutor from institutes, everyone has or had this kind of experience before. And I guess I assume everyone is actually pioneering yourself, their life. So this is me. When I was young, I don't know what age, I just found this photo from my home. And then it's very innocent, right? So everyone, so pure and true. And this is me, like since I don't know what age, N age maybe. And I didn't dream anything. Like my teacher asked me, who do you want to be? What do you want to be? I didn't say doctor or anything. I said I want to be a driver because I want to drive my grandmother around. And then later on, going to high school, I want to be him. Not an actor. Not an actor. I want to be a doctor actually. But he's so famous that time in the TVB drama. He was a doctor, and I want to be a doctor. And then being a doctor is a dream of me for 7 years, from secondary 1 to secondary 7, even in my first year actually in university. So it's not just about being cool as a doctor, also being rich as a doctor. It's also about my family, like my grandmother suffering huge diseases like cataract, heart larger, and also a lot of problems. And I myself is so sympathetic to these kind of situations, and that I have to release my emotion through watching a lot of documentaries to feel that, oh, actually the society is suffering a lot. And that's why I want to be a doctor. So I work so hard. I work my ass off to get to be a doctor. I know that being a doctor is not easy. Like I have to get 6 A's in CE and also 3 A's in A-level. So I work so hard that for my Hong Kong examinations, CE and also A-level, I work so hard. I go to tutorial classes every day, and I even gave up my hobbies. Playing violin, I gave up. High jump, I gave up. I used to be thin, but now I'm fat. But I gave up my high jump, and then I also worked in the studio before, and in high school, and I gave it up. So basically, I gave up everything for exam, and I thought that okay, I input enough, the return should be proportional. But it turned out that things is not happening. My result is not good. That I have been thinking what's going wrong. I work every day. So, but still pretty luckily I get into HKU, but just not medical college. And then things seems doesn't happen right, because first of all, I don't feel, maybe like parents, they feel, okay, this is great going to HKU, but actually I think for this generation what we seek more is about our values and also our positions. But when I get an HKU as social science students, I couldn't find myself. So being a student from Taipei, going to Hong Kong Island is a very dream, you know, like it's a 1.5 hour distance with that time, and then that time we don't have a student autobus to Hong Kong Island, so we have a lot of fantasy about what Hong Kong Island looks like, and also what Hong Kong U looks like. So I have a lot of fantasy about, oh, Hong Kong U must be a great alma mater, about thinking, about debates. It turns out things doesn't happen like this. It turns out it happens like this. Of course, it's not TEDx every day, but it turns out there are lots of struggles and you know, maybe to my seniors, senior in HKU, that time it wasn't like this. But right now, it's really happening that I was in the class every day, and everyone's really using Facebook and WhatsApp. It doesn't mean that they're wrong. It means that actually our focus is shifting, and also what we are thinking about ourselves is actually totally different from 20 years or 10 years ago. And also, I think high school is nearer than Kaifeng, so my social life should be something different. Yeah, but it turns out that actually it doesn't happen as well. So the whole process of, the whole process of being an HKU student is so different that I keep asking myself why I'm here, what I'm doing. So that's why. And then, like, in the past 7 years in high school, I strived so hard to be a doctor. I studied physics, chemistry, and biology. So in terms of science, I'm really interested. In terms of physics, I'm also very interested. But just I couldn't get an A, and then I couldn't go to medical school, and then it couldn't define myself. So I asked myself a simple question: what I'm actually doing here? Like in the whole first semesters, the whole study mood and also the whole environment is so different that I cried literally because I feel like the examinations, curriculum, and also the whole Hong Kong education system betrayed me. I give all the things. And then right now at that time, there was another friend from Taiwan that he told me that he's suffering the same thing. He graduated from Taiwan National University, the top one in Taiwan, but he couldn't get a job. And then what he told me at that time, he shared to me that he really need a chance for doing something for himself, but he doesn't have anything. But what he can give up is his own life currently at that time. So that was really inspiring. So I asked myself a question, is it really a must for Hong Kong young people like us to strive so hard on our current life, on what we were gifted at that time? HKU degree or something more that we can give ourselves? So I asked myself, what would I do if I can go back to my life, if I have a choice again to make a decision for myself? So here are two parts of people that I want to share that I feel at the end, I feel like if we are asking what is pioneering, I think this is something that is important to myself. This is the decision we have to make, and also this is the passion we have. That after the whole struggling I just shared, there are two persons in my life. Not just these two, but these two persons in photo. The guy in the right-hand side is my dean of social science that time in HKU. So he's the one I met for the first day in my school. And then he's also the one who granted me an opportunity to go over back and make a decision for myself again. That day I was struggling so much that I wrote an email to him and I said I want to quit my university to start over again on ESE and go to medical college again. But at the end, turns out he didn't give me acceptance for quitting the university. Instead, he asked me to take a gap year. Of course, it's a huge risk because gap year students would drop out easily. So, he kind of guaranteed himself, and he guaranteed the whole faculty about my gap year because my GPA is not high, but he still guaranteed my gap year. So that's the gap year that turned me into an entrepreneur. At the same time, the lady on the left-hand side is my girlfriend. Along the whole process of entrepreneur, there are many ups and downs. And one of the so down moments that I was sitting in a cafe in Central, and then I text my girlfriend. I text her and say, "What if your boyfriend went into bankruptcy?" Because that time my entrepreneur life was so unfortunate that I text her, "What if your boyfriend goes to bankruptcy?" And then what she told me is what people like me are thinking about boyfriend is not just current value, but also potential values. So as an entrepreneur, this is so into our language. This is so echoing. Maybe for some students don't get the idea, but the whole idea is to entrepreneur is something very important that along the way of pioneering, it's not just about struggling, but also they are companions. And it's sadly that I couldn't bring my girlfriend here because she's in the US, and also my dean wasn't here, but very happily I also wish I was given this chance to go on to my life from gap years and then go to entrepreneur life. Traveling Southeast Asia for 4 years until now, even now, and then keep building up my companies. And then my last part, what I would like to share is that along the whole process, not just about myself, also my friends, but also my families. They are huge struggling, and that's why I want to ask my mom to come, because even though she doesn't understand English much, but I wish her to be here to see your son is actually having friends like here, and also audience here, that not just everyone. That it's a huge struggle because entrepreneurs' life at the beginning, you don't know when to start earning money, and then you don't know when to stop burning money. So it's a huge task that a son studying HKU, paying school fee every year, and then the son suddenly say, I want to quit my school, and then, or go to gap year, and then suddenly come back saying, I want to start my company in Hong Kong. So this is a Facebook post I actually wrote around 4 years ago, I guess. Yeah, 4 years ago. That time, like I was struggling so much, and we had some argument with families, and I wrote this. And then, so basically, what I was thinking that time is that somehow it's really hard for dream and families and everyone to be together, because especially on entrepreneur life, your friends would commit for a while, and then they would suddenly say, Andre, I got an internship, and then Andre, I got to graduate, and then I have to leave. So along the process, it's really a lot of ups and downs. But still, I'm still surviving here, and after 4 years, and then I look back at this Facebook post, things seems similar. The struggling is still here, but the mentality is tougher. And also, I'm not alone here. I have my boss and also my family here, and also my dean is still here, and also my girlfriend. So the whole process is like this. And I think pioneering is something not just about, there are lots of kinds of pioneering in terms of creation, in terms of ideas and many things. But I think the most important pioneering is that something happening in your heart, in your whole process of young age, how we break through ourselves and then how we really find ourselves in the values. I think this is something very important in Hong Kong for our coming generations, that we have to get ourselves something rewarding and something pioneering to ourselves, so that after 30 years, we look back, this is something different and something that we are proud of as a Hong Kong people. So this is briefly my presentation, and I hope to interact with you guys. So you can find me here to know more about my profession or my life in Facebook. And if you have any questions, anything, just send me an email. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Andre, for your very meaningful and humorous, right? So now, let's welcome our next speaker is a young entrepreneur who strives to enhance the young talent recruitment process in Hong Kong. Allow us to welcome Mr. Andy Leung, co-founder and CEO of Fresh Linker. Mr. Leung, please.